Hello and welcome to another video. So today we're going to do GameAI's Tempo Rune. It's pretty straightforward, it's not too complex. Main aim, Time Worn Mage is quite strong, especially with Piercing Rune, hence why you run 3 of each obviously, which you run 3 of most things in this deck. Daria is a good kind of refill your hand, I'm out of options card. Not really that needed. I've played a fair few games of this deck so far. And I'd say your biggest aim is to be able to drop as many cards as you can in cost. So if you start your hand and you have, say, yeah, so as long as you can draw into things like Time Worn Mage at turn 2, you want to be able to play that on turn 4 or turn 5, depending on if you're first or second, evolve it, have a Piercing Rune in hand, drop that, and be able to clear as much stuff as you can with it, and then drop anything else into following turns. So you want to keep the board clear, and push for game. So we'll try and see if we can do that today. I have seen a lot of blood decks around lately, so I'm not 100% confident on how this deck will perform. It doesn't necessarily do bad against blood. It's just one of those matchups where if you get a bad hand, you can be screwed over pretty easily. So we're just going to have to wait and see how I can play this deck today. Our first matchup is a mirror match, probably. Well,
I guess you're looking for a fight.
2 other possibilities. A really aggressive style rune. God, that's not bad, but we're going first, so we'll drop that, but we'll keep the rest. If we were going second, that would have been ideal hand, pretty much. Maybe, yeah, probably still would have dropped it. But the Time Worn Mage to get out a lot earlier, get the Evolve, Pierce the Rune, everything needs to be played. Alright, so now we just need some drop cards. We can Spell Boost and drop the cost of Dimensional Witch, we can drop the cost of Witchette, draw into some stuff. Probably should have hard mulliganed for Insight, because I'm just not going to have any plays if I continue on like this. Not a good hand. I thought it was going to be a good hand, but drawing those back to back, very slow. Well, we are up against a Earth one though, so... And there's our second mage, so I can afford to play one out. Even if I lose it, I've still got the backup, so that's not bad. Luckily we did get a mirror match and we didn't go up against blood, because we probably would have got screwed over. Perfect, we can return that. I can get this out with some tempo. Alright, I think we may be able to work with this now. So they're going to use that to basically screw me over, aren't they? Yep. So, if I want to clear the board off, got to use pretty much everything I get out of this.
It's just like back in the old days.
I think it's the only way to do this though. Keep the board clear, lower everything in my hand. Next turn I should be able to drop sorcery and boost Daria down to 3. And then maybe play Blade Mage or Fate's, probably Fate's hand. That will be for 2. Blade Mage will then drop to 1. That should work out. The math for that should work. And then I'm just going to have to wait and see what my draws are off most of these cards first. But you never know, they might play something crazy that I have to actually counter, which would be an absolute pain. No, not a big deal. Deal with that. That's pretty reasonable.
It won't be long now.
Really? You're gonna use that to trade. Is that the oh no, you get an Earthright, makes sense. Okay. I haven't played against many Earthright decks, so it's not surprising that I'm not perfect with it. This is a better play than what I was gonna have, so we'll go with this.
like there.
Run away.
Trying to work out what's better here. I think we just drop Daria and take the draws. Yeah, we'll just wait. I can afford to wait here. I've got a Daria that's practically playable. Got plenty of other cards. Both Fate's Hands ain't great. One would have been fine, but both. Oh, that's bad. That's good. It's not playable enough yet. Well, we'll use Fate's Hand. We'll see what we get. Alright. This will work. 1, 0, 5. And we'll clear out my hand and get something else, hopefully. Okay. We'll keep the Ogglers in hand in case they clear.
Let's thin them out.
Insight into Insight isn't great. And I've got my boost cards, so a Daria or a Flame Destroyer, and we should be pretty good. If we can draw into either of those, then I think we can start pushing more. Okay, what do they plan on using it for though? I'm actually interested in this deck. If any of you guys have a deck list for this, for the Earthright Rune deck, post it in the comments. I might check it out and do a video on it, depending on how well it does. I messed around with Earthright and Earth Sigil when I first started playing, but nothing ever really came of it.
This ends here.
But if I can see it has some value,
Experiments.
I'll definitely give it a go. See where that was going.
Failure's nothing.
That's not too bad. And there's the Daria. Perfect.
It's knowledge I seek.
Drop the Daria.
Just maybe
I can
this
still
magic
play
will
out
help.
that. This way we get to keep the Oglo, which means even with a board clear we get to play it, we get to play Daria, and we probably get to play whatever we draw. The only thing I'm worried about is drawing into Flame Destroyer. If I draw into it now, it's going to be pretty much unplayable. I'm going to have to drop Daria before it, and hope that I can get the other one out of my deck. This alone is 15 damage. That's before they decide to kill anything. So let's just have to wait and see. Alright, a Lucifer. Aiming for that healing. Makes sense. Also a nice board clear. That will work. I can use it to drop Daria even lower. Yeah, because I'm going to lose cards, aren't I? So it doesn't matter.
Maybe, just maybe, this magic will help.
So, because I'm going to lose these no matter what I do here,
Flames.
You'll see.
I'm finished.
I don't want to leave Lucifer on board. I want to keep this in my favour.
Fate is unjust.
With a bang and a boom.
And I want to play when I have an advantage. May as well get this really cheap. Nice. Piercing Rune isn't a bad pickup for an extra bit of damage. The Flame Destroyer will work out alright. And Arcane Skull is a little iffy because it's not usable now. Not unless I draw into my third Daria. Okay, it's not much of a defense, but now he's a bit more playable. There's no point using anything though. Just trying to debate on whether I should just play the 10 drop. I think that's what I'll do here.
You'll all see.
Unbelievable.
No point playing the 1 drop when I can use that to gain tempo. So dropping the 10 drop here when I already have a full board of cards, probably a better play. This video will probably just be this one game because it's been quite long, but I think this will give plenty of context on how you play this deck because you play it pretty similar against every single deck. That's game.
I'll blow you to bits. No. Impressive. Looks like you won.
So I had a pretty ideal set of Darias. I didn't overdraw my Darias. I drew both Flame Destroyers. Pretty good spots, really.
I've prevailed again.
They weren't too much of an issue. It was a little bit of a slow start, so I'm glad that I was going up against another rune. But I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you do want to see more of this deck, check out some of my live streams. I do tend to mess around with these decks. I don't do too much of an overview. That's more of reserved for these videos. I usually just play through them. But if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me. That's fine. And make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps me out. And I'll catch you guys next time.